Particles of light fall. I open my mouth. A whale shark, breakfast for the world's largest fish. I move, slowly, broadly, surely. I read the path with my back. The first thing I learned was the light that falls on my back. Dots connect, the sea's patterns turn into arrows. My spots are arranged differently from others. An unchanging arrangement is an unfading map. With this map, people find me again across distant seasons. With a single photograph. Water presses against my cheeks, particles swirl. And deep in my throat the filter pads sort them in crossflow. I have teeth, but not for crushing. I ride the flow and let it drive me forward. Just once, I think. My back is a constellation afloat in the dark sea. Hunger comes quietly. My body is heavy, but my belly is honest. How do I sift out only the sea powder? I surge forward to force water in, and at times I stop and draw it in. Either way, the filter pads in my throat divide the streams. Water escapes to the sides, only food falls back. The particles are fish eggs, larval crustaceans, and krill, fragile fare. No need to bite hard, the current is my teeth. I tune my speed. The pace at which eddies thicken and the lines grow thick. My mouth is large, but I don't open it wastefully. I shift course along the rim of a vortex and cut across the lines. The flow in my throat sweeps the surfaces of the filter pads. A design that seldom clogs, economy for a long journey. Eddies are fields. I plow the sea slowly. When the sun is high, I dive deep. Passing through the warm layer, sound dwindles. And darkness hurries in. My pectoral fins feel heavy, my body's outline narrows. I fold into a V and drop, hearing the quiet sound of pressure deep in my ears. Light does not reach. It's like a night without instruments. There, the depth exceeds 1,000 meters, with records around 1,900 m. I pace my movements and probe the layers. The layer rich in particles lies lower than I thought. The base of my tongue grows cold, and the filter pads work well. The ascent is slow, my chest muscles ache with a steady sting. Back in the warm layer, I slow down and send water across my gills again. My vertical shuttling ties into my horizontal migration. I move, slowly, broadly, surely. Only once did I see another large body draw alongside. Deep in the swollen belly, a small presence stirred. Life takes a long time to prepare. The eggs never leave, they develop inside the body. A small mouth, a small back, buds of spots. I slowed and watched that presence pass. In time, the sea grew light, and the presence receded. There are many, and their times are staggered. Over a long time, the embryos mature in turn. As I swim, I recall records I once read. In that belly there were many embryos. The number weighs heavy. No metaphor is needed. The fact alone is enough. I look up toward the surface and cross the boundary of currents. The spots on my back do not change, and the path continues. so that some small someone can find the same way. The sea is wide, yet human roots have multiplied. Loud sounds and swift shadows cut across the quiet layers. I avoid the shadows and choose bands with fewer eddies. Rows of lights make bands on the surface. I keep my distance and shift my course. My backspots are a star chart with which people link my sightings. With a single photograph, I can be found again. The routes overlap and tie into distant seas. I open my mouth and, once again, strain the particles as I drink. If I get past hunger, the next layer comes into view. Between eddies and shadows, I steady my breathing. I move, slowly, broadly, surely. I turn my starlight back to the light once more. A star map paler than the navigation lights. I read the way by unchanging spots in an ever-changing sea. Tomorrow, too, the lines of particles will be waiting for me.